Funnily enough, going back to sort of partying and DJing and all that type of stuff, there was something you wrote in your book about how you used to have this light skinned friend. I can't remember what his name was. Trevor.
Yes.
And I remember you saying how, as a dark skinned man, it was harder for you to get attention from girls compared to your lighter skinned male friends.
Yes.
I think colourism and the kind of differentiation between dark skin and light skin is something that's very much a hot topic even now. Just on the way here I was talking with two of the young people I'm with now about one celebrity, Maya Jama, who mentioned something about dark skinned women and how much of a big thing it became. How much did that play back then, and how much do you still see it perpetuated here or perpetuated nowadays?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big factor. I think it wasn't helped by the fact that most Caribbean parties were in the dark.
Yeah.
So if you had a dark skin, it was a struggle to see your features. So it was a factor. You found that the light skinned boys, they could be as ugly as anything, but simply because they were light skinned, they were pulling the finest babes.
Yeah.
And whereas the dark skinned guy, good looking, well structured, chiseled. But because the lights
Dark
off,
skin,
the girls, and it was that dark in those rooms.
Yeah.
We have to remember, it wasn't like there was a little light. It was dark.
Black.
There was. I remember All Nations Club down in Hackney, in Dalston area, and you go one dance. I ended up pulling a man for a dance because it was so dark. And it was only his reaction that convinced me that I've probably got the wrong species here. But that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And so it created the pressure on the black guys, the darker guys, to almost to lighten up, and which was a worrying trend. I think it's, and the thing they didn't know was that, my understanding, some of the mixed race girls, the super light skinned ones, actually wanted the dark guys because they wanted to get back home in a way.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted their children to come back home in a way.
Yeah.
They were trying to react and get away from that complexion.
Yeah.
Such that if we had known then, we would have gone after the super light skinned ones.
Taking advantage.
Yes,
of it.
But it's still an issue over here because society makes it an issue.
Yeah.
And the establishment make it an issue. You watch the news, you find that many of the news presenters or TV presenters are the light-skinned women rather than the dark-skinned women. You look at, even at the political level, you'll find that the mixed race will be given the opening way before the darker skin, and you see that all over. You see that in politics in this country. You see that in politics in America.
Yeah.
The reality is, if Obama was proper
black,
dark skin Negro, that history won't be made yet.
They're not having it.
And certainly, if his wife was of that complexion, it's not going to happen. So that is still out there, in a big way. Nobody can deny it. It won't change until the fortunes of the darker skinned world change politically. When you're successful, people really don't then care what you look like.
Yeah.
You could be as dark as you want.
Yeah.
But if you're successful in whatever you do, then people
will embrace you for that. Yeah. And so there was quite an interesting bit in your book where you spoke about how once you then graduated with your 2-1, you were applying for all these law. I think you started working for what PwC was called. I can't remember what it was called.
PricewaterhouseCoopers. It was then called Coopers and Lybrand.
Okay, so how did you end up there?
Because my real strength to this day is arguing cases. I'm pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
And the establishment. Lawyers can argue, but I have to say that as a compensation for my dyslexia. Because that's how dyslexia works. It takes one thing away from you, but it gives you something different. And what it gave me different, a special skill, was the ability to see through situations, almost like a X-ray vision. So you can pile as much data as you want on me and try and drown me in paperwork. I'll see through to the issues pretty quickly. And that's what I use to in the firm, so as a result of which we're able to beat big law firms, even as we are. But so my original career path, but I'm glad it didn't work this way. Again, I say again, sometimes when things don't go your way, don't despair, because sometimes it leads you to a better path. My original calling was as a barrister, and my plan was to be in one of the Inns of Court, practicing as a barrister on a day-to-day basis, just arguing cases daily. The bar didn't open up to me, the commercial bar. I applied, rejection. It was a combination of factors. It was the Inner London Comprehensive, the Polytechnic, because I was applying for chancery work, which is commercial work, and a name. And the name then, the name then, now I'm known as Dele Ogun. Then it was Akindele. That's my full first name. Akindele. And the surname was Ogun Timoju, which was long. So when you put the two of them together, Akindele Ogun Timoju, that is Smith, a long name. That is John Smith coming through with his CV. How are we going to pronounce that name? Will be their logic. And so my CVs would go off, and I remember the only barrister's chambers, despite there was this super brilliant lawyer knocking on the door, let me in. I'm great at law. I'll be a real asset in your chambers. And rejection. Some of the rejection letters will come the next day's post. I still haven't worked it out. You post your application one day, and your rejection letter was the next day. Unbelievable. I remember that experience, and I then so it was only a criminal criminal set that offered me pupillage. And in the same week, I got an offer from Coopers and Lybrand, the accountants, to come and join part of their tax law function, and I had to weigh it up.
As what? Sorry, as an accountant?
I'll be a lawyer. Okay. But working as part of their tax team, dealing with legal issues there. So it was narrower than what I wanted. Okay. As opposed to being a commercial barrister. And I had to sort of, at that point, I was at a crossroads. And I had to make a decision all by myself. I couldn't really get guidance from my father. He wouldn't understand the issues. I had to make a judgment call. No one to turn to. I reflected on it, and I decided that I won't go down a criminal route to become a criminal barrister. I still need to stay on the line of commercial. And I'll go to Coopers and Lybrand, leave the bar. So I was moving away from the profession to the accountants to go and do whatever law I could do with them in the tax function. After 3 years at Coopers and Lybrand, I now thought I need to get back to the law firm. I was seeing flashes of what I could do in terms of the law with Coopers and Lybrand. And I said, no, I need to get back to my real calling. So I now started applying to the law firms. The big city law firms. Rejection. Went to a recruitment consultancy, recruitment agents. Gave a CV. Oh, your CV looks good. We'll place you, no problem. Send a CV out. Not a single invitation for an interview. Now the CV still had Akindele Ogun Timoju, because of course that's what they used to put on your school certificate when you're secondary school, or primary school, secondary school. Nobody's warning you that in the world of work,
this might be a problem.
This might count against you. So naively and innocently, the CV is going out there. So he sends the CV out. No invitation for an interview. But this guy was a Jewish guy, luckily. And he said, I can't believe this. I know these jobs are out there. It's my business to know that there are vacancies out there. I speak to these guys and I know there are vacancies. because I'm there to fill those vacancies. I think it's your name. He said, if you don't mind, I'll take your name off the CV and I'll send it back out. I said, you can do that? He said, yeah, all the time. That's, if you're working in an establishment and
you don't want your competition to know.
Yeah, you don't want your colleagues or your firm to
yeah.
know. So they'll just put the applicant.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's what you did with you.
Yeah, anonymise me.
Yeah.
The applicants went to this, got a upper second honours, masters, this. Next thing, 2 of the top law firms were inviting me for an interview.
Crazy.
And I remember he said to me, he said, this is disgusting. He said, you could sue them for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not interested in their money.
Yeah.
I just want
You just wanted the
experience.
Yeah.
I need the experience. I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I knew, because that helped me to, again, to every experience you draw from. And I said, well, if it's this hard getting a job at the lowest entry level,
yeah,
what's it going to be further down the road?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When I'm 30, 40, 50?
Yeah.
I've got to go in, grab the experience, and get out and set my own law firm up.
Oh, so it was your intention right from the get-go.
Right there. As I was walking in, as I got in there,
yeah,
I said, right, this is the strategy to get out. So I was thinking about the future.
Yeah.
I think many of us make the mistake of enjoying the job too much.
Yeah.
And not thinking, what am I going to be doing when I'm 50, 60? How do I want to be living? And it's an important lesson for us. We need to reflect on the road ahead and plan it. And so I'm the envy of many of my colleagues now, only because I was doing my thinking.
Yeah.
That rough road.
Yeah.
That's why I say sometimes adversity can play to your advantage.
Definitely.
If the road is too smooth and open, you don't get the knocks early.
Yeah.
And you don't get to strategize and think. Whereas if you got the early knocks that I did in terms of trying to get in, whereas the Caribbean boys, they had English names.
Yeah.
And so they got interviews and they got into the positions.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the hard knocks. Me with my Dele Ogun, all doors barred and closed against me.
Yeah.
I was set thinking, so, okay, the road ahead. If it's this rough now, it's going to be rougher when you're older. So therefore you got to plan. And so I planned. While I was in the law firm, I was grabbing any work. I never turned work away. They say, you busy? I said, no, I've got capacity for more. I would stack the work up, you know, because I knew that it's like a professional footballer. I always laugh at professional footballers when they complain that what they do is work, hard work. I've never known any person at work when the boss says, oh, I don't need you to work today. I don't need you to stay on the bench. And they're upset.
Yeah.
It goes to show you, it ain't work.
Yeah.
So that was my attitude.
You want to be working.
You want to be playing all the time. You want to be playing. I don't want to be on the bench. So that was my philosophy. That was my attitude while I was in the law firm. I didn't want to be on the bench. Give me the work. Give me the work. Give me the work. I'll pile it up. I'll put the hours in because I knew that was skilling me up,
exit strategy,
shaping me for the exit strategy. Such that 6 years later, I was ready.